because Destiny has demonstrated a propensity and a willingness to target, intimidate, smear, dox anyone who he thinks could potentially land a hit on him. He's just trying to, like, throw stuff out to diffuse and muddy the waters. I don't think he's actually doing legal analysis. Is this supposed to be a loss? Yeah, you opposed the motion to file under seal. Let's play this. Someone in Discord saying I'm bad faith. Alright guys, let's do our Destiny catch up. We had this post first of all. Just got recommendations for here. I'm a huge little Steve fan. Like fish in a barrel. This is every day on the subreddit right now. But let's get straight into this Destiny stuff. So, as you guys know, we've been sort of living, waiting for updates on the Destiny court case. Destiny and Pixie, obviously, in their civil suit for non-consensual sharing of intimate imagery and several other counts that are tagged on as part of that act, really. Now, for weeks, Destiny has postured and postured about how terrible Pixie's lawyers are. And I don't make judgments on how good lawyers are or on what, you know, legal precedent is the right one to use in a certain case or whatever. Because I'm not a lawyer. DGGers, I know, are not quite as, they don't have the same humility. They're perfectly happy to go out online and make firm statements about legal matters they have no idea about, simply because their retarded felching father, deadbeat retarded felching father, say that the lawyers suck. They'll go out and repeat it on Twitter without understanding any of the underlying principles. So if you do see DGG retards out there ever saying anything about this case, just press them. Press them, and if say, oh, you think that's not allowed in court, or oh, you think that's a bad thing for a lawyer to do? Why do you think that? And if they say, oh, well, Destiny said, that's an immediate loss. Try and get them to link, like, precedent and argue on, like, actual precedent. Get them to link, like, legal articles. That's how you really waste these people's time. Because they will very quickly realize that they do not have the faculties required to make actual arguments based on a legal precedent. And they are actually just going and watching this cum-eating retard sit there and blather on about how, oh, this used the term gaslighting. Was this written by 15-year-old girls or something? Because the moment anyone uses any terminology that describes abuse in this guy's presence, he has to immediately shut that down. Can't imagine why that would be. Can't imagine why someone would feel so motivated to shut down any label that might determine that something is abusive in his presence. Seems to be a common trend with him, though. Like, anytime someone around him starts making one of those allegations or using a label like that, becomes a big problem. In fact, it's a key part of his platform, and Erudite's platform, who does essentially function as sort of like a human face for him, to make him more likable to the public, to make him more human. She will go out and say, the biggest problem in the world right now is gaslighting. Women just convince each other that men are being horrible to them, because all of her experiences are about her disgusting, consent-violating, abusive friend, treating women like shit. Not just women either, because he records men without consent as well, allegedly. He obviously can't disprove that in any way, because despite being the consent god who claims he has a record of everything, he did not save any records of the messages between him and the Grindr hookup, who he recorded from his pocket, and then described recording from his pocket to girls on Discord. So, you know, say what you will about Dan, but at least he's not out there like Erudite, still riding, which she is, and we'll get into in a moment. But anyway, the fundamentals of the court case here, the latest updates, are that basically Pixie's motion to file under seal has been granted. File her witness statements under seal. Obviously, there was a witness statement from Abby MC and a couple of other women, I think, as well, that corroborated the idea that Destiny had still been sending the images and videos past the date at which the law came into effect. Because that was the key sort of disagreement here that could have completely sank the case, was that the initial Rose instance of the video being sent was actually before the statute came into effect in Florida. We've spoken about this many times while covering this court case. Now, Abby apparently received it more recently and claimed to have evidence to corroborate that. So they filed a affidavit It's 3 affidavits, but the names were redacted in the affidavits because they were still waiting for the motion to file under seal to be granted. So they didn't want to file these witness affidavits because the deadline was coming up. They didn't want to file these witness affidavits unredacted to be made public record, completely unprotected by the court. Because Destiny, obviously, has already doxed Pixie on his stream, said her name that she doesn't usually go by. I think he's done it with several other people as well. He's, you know, smeared Loner Box. He completely smeared Loner Box in response to a lot of this. He smeared Wicked Supreme for talking about it. He will just go after, again, literally falsely accused Wicked Supreme of, like, workplace grooming. It was pretty disgusting, actually, given Wicked Supreme's been one of this guy's biggest cocksuckers for years. Like, I've had arguments in private. In private, I have had, like, hour-long arguments with Wicked Supreme about Destiny and things he's done in the past. So this guy would ride for this fucking idiot. And now he's turned around and gone, oh, well, you compared me to Louis C.K. in a Discord chat one time. How? Oh, you literally raped Pixie. You're 35 years older than her, and you literally raped her at work because you were her boss, and you forced her to suck you. It's like, dude, you're a fucking retard. You're a total psycho retard. It's hilarious because he wouldn't have even lost as many friends as he did if he could just handle himself like a normal fucking adult with the slightest amount of, like, human understanding. It doesn't even have to be empathy or, like, you know, morals. I understand that he's not about all of that, but just, like, the slightest bit of understanding of just, like, how people work. If you just show a bit, if you give a bit of concession and give a bit of remorse for just, like, a little bit, some people will probably stick around. But he chose not to do that. He chose instead to start smearing some of his best longtime friends, people that he shared everything with. You know, him and Supreme shared everything. And he still smeared this guy. So it's pretty baffling, but he'll still blame, obviously, losing all of his friends on everyone else. But as you can see, there's plenty of good reason why someone would want to file under seal in this case. Because Destiny has demonstrated a propensity and a willingness to target, intimidate, smear, dox anyone who he thinks could potentially land a hit on him. And this is such common behavior throughout his entire career. The moment there is someone who he thinks can get a scratch or land a hit, they have to be cut down. You will see it literally throughout his entire career. Just think back for just a moment. I'm sure it'll all come to you, even if you don't believe me as I say that. But the motion was granted despite Destiny's protesting, despite Andrew Brettler, top rape lawyer in the US. Despite Andrew Brettler and Little Steve's protesting, the motion was granted. And now you can see here, as of today, there are several redacted sealed entries here, which are the 3 affidavits, I'm assuming, that Pixie has submitted. So the case is still going. Case is still on track as it stands. Now, I hear people constantly, I hear the dumbest DGGers repeat several claims. First claim, they claim I collaborate, incite, whatever, doxing and harassment against Destiny. All I do is cover widely distributed public information. If you can find any instance of me doing something that isn't that, then I'll hold my hands up. Say, yeah, I did that. But I have never doxed anyone. I've never worked with anyone to dox anyone. I have never leaked private stuff. You'll even know, and you can go back, and this is corroborated on, you know, in videos about this subject, on KF, wherever you want to look for your info on this. I was offered the initial round of leaks from Solo, declined to cover them on stream. Sunday ended up getting them from the guy. Sunday went live later. I waited until everyone was already covering Sunday's shit to cover this stuff. So it was, at no point have I overstepped a line. Yet Destiny, again, will continue to smear me like that. And DGGers run with it. You'll see DGGers who say, do you really get all of your beliefs about this case from drama slop tubers? Don't you know that Kuihman guy's a doxer? It's like, you're a fucking idiot. You take a felching deadbeat's word as fucking law. You're a complete moron. You're a complete retard. Now, the one instance people will try and bring up to try and say, oh, you harassing me, elevate KF theories, is the idea that I've mentioned that Destiny has a public post on his Reddit account that you can see right now, where he discusses his childhood sexual abuse. Obviously, very mean of me to talk about that, but not Kiwi Farms, when It's on his public Reddit. You can just go on his public Reddit and see it. He posted it. What, you can't look at someone's public posts on their main account. So, very retarded. Now, the other thing DGGers will say recently, that I've heard many times recently, is they will say that I think Pixie's going to win the case. No point have I said that. No point would I ever say something so stupid. I don't make predictions like that about civil suits like this. I have nowhere near enough legal understanding to make an assessment on that, and I would never be so egotistical and delusional as to overstep, you know, my fucking bounds in such a crazy way without hedging. I might go, oh, this looks like it's probably good for Pixie's case. This looks like it's kind of good. This looks like it's good. This looks like it's bad. I can do that. I can't do any holistic analysis. It ain't fucking happening. So that's another little thing. So just a couple of disclaimers out of the way there. Let's take a look at Ryle's little edits here of some of... In fact, no, let's go... yeah, let's go on here. Let's go on here. We've got Ryle's little edit of some of his statements over last week. We'll do.
Destiny is in court, accused of sharing intimate videos without permission. He has been slandering the victim, Pixie, and her attorneys in front of his audience of rabid fans. Pixie's attorneys requested to protect their witnesses.
Oh yeah, so key defenses that are being wheeled out right now. So there's the implied consent idea. So the implied consent claim comes from a totally, as far as I'm aware, fabricated conversation where Destiny claims to have told Pixie that, oh, well, at least Melina's going to see your nudes. At least Melina's going to see anything I have of you, because she's on my phone. And Pixie goes, that's fine. That's fine. And Destiny is taking that to mean, well, if you knew Melina was going to see it, then that's okay for me to send it to anyone. Which is fucking retarded. But as far as I'm aware, that conversation never even happened in the first place. So unless Destiny can present some kind of evidence for that, given that, you know, he records so much that he seems to have recordings of sexual interactions that the other person doesn't remember being taken. He records so much that he has recordings of these sexual interactions, but he doesn't have a recording of the consent part or any of that. Just never seems to catch the consent part. Never seems to catch a screenshot of the consent. Never seems to catch a recording of the consent. Only manages to get the act. Only seems to manage to get the act for some reason. Not sure what's going on there. So that's where the implied consent claim is coming from. That basically, because she said it was okay for Melina to see it on his phone, it's okay for Destiny to share it to everyone. Now, aside from the absolutely retarded base level logic of that claim, there is actually a drama that happened where Lav found out that Pixie had slept with Destiny. Lav and Pixie had a fight over it, and then Pixie went to Destiny and said, is there any chance anyone other than us would know? The only person who knows on my end is my boyfriend. And Destiny said, or my ex-boyfriend. And Destiny said, no, no one else would know. No, I don't think so. And he's done this to multiple women, by the way. They confront him about the sharing of their stuff, and he just lies through his teeth and says, no, that's not the case. So, when Pixie asks him, is there any way anyone else could know that we had sex? And he says no, that is a bold-faced lie. Because he knows at that point, he has sent that video to at least Rose. Now, from that point, you would expect at least he would never share it again. Because from that conversation, you would determine that Pixie obviously doesn't want anyone else even knowing that they had sex. This was a conversation before, allegedly. This wasn't like the first time this boundary was laid out, but we're accepting the one that we have evidence for as the only one, because there are screenshots of this happening that Pixie's posted on Twitter before that you can go look at. But here's telling her that no one else could even know that they had sex, let alone have seen it. And that's a complete lie. And he knows from that conversation that Pixie obviously doesn't want this shared. Yet he's still doing it. He's still happy to do it. It's fucking absurd. And he would have known this the whole time. He knows what Pixie was like. He would have spoken to her about her boundaries. Think of the things this guy says. He always discusses what's okay. He always discusses what's going to be on the table days before they meet. He always does it over message. You'll never catch him on anything because he's always so clear. And he was saying that shit excessively, like a huge amount, back in 2022, when he was doing all this shit, when most of the actual punishable behaviors were happening. And he was saying that time and time again. Yet for some reason, the average retard DGGer does not have any alarm bell set off that for some reason, in these cases, he actually didn't do that. He actually didn't do the, we're negotiating it 2 weeks in advance. I'm having sex with you in 5 business days, whether you like it or not. He didn't actually do that this time. Instead, all the evidence seems to have just disappeared. All this consent just vanished. Wow, crazy, crazy. Shocking stuff, truly. This is a really trustworthy guy. Anyway, let's watch his complete bullshitting around this case over the last few weeks.
From the public to ensure they wouldn't have their names in public court documents for Destiny to review on stream. For the last 2 weeks, Destiny has claimed Pixie's attorneys were violating procedure, telling his audience he hoped the judge would sanction Pixie's attorneys for breaking the rules.
I hope there are sanctions for opposing counsel after this. But I'm hoping, as part of a summary judgment, that I hope that opposing counsel is punished for the behavior, because they've violated like several rules at this point.
Today, when Pixie was granted all of her requests to seal witnesses, he is pretending it was totally expected and proper, despite attacking the victims and their witnesses the last 2 weeks.
Leave to file access pages, paperless order granting for the motion for leave to file, providing it's good cause to allow plaintiff to file under seal the unredacted declarations for IBM. Okay, this is fine, sure. They keep trying to cite these like local rules for how they want to file things under seal, like local rule 5.4b1. If you read these, like the local rules, or if you know anything about civil procedure, you can't file stuff under seal and keep it from the defense. You just can't do that. I don't know why they keep trying to make this argument that they can. Like,
Destiny knows the Pixie's attorneys were going to provide him with the information of the witnesses. He said it himself.
Certain statements by witnesses, which purpose is to keep their names out of...
So, the still man of this, okay, to be super, just so the DDGers know that I'm being super good faith here, is that basically they were... Okay, so think of it like this, right? I need to try and figure out how to exactly lay this out, what Destiny's contention is here. The point Destiny's making is these documents have been filed, redacted, but not under seal. So they're public, but redacted. The allegation has been made against him via these affidavits. But they are redacted, and he does not have an unredacted copy. Now, the reason for that, from Pixie's lawyer's perspective, is that Destiny has shown that if this is not protected by the court, he will play the edges. He will go as far as he possibly can without thinking he's going to get in trouble. And he does this. This is just how he behaves in life. He will take it as far as he can without getting in trouble. So they want to make sure that those names are protected by the court before they are handed over to him. That's what they want. From Destiny's perspective, they have put forward these affidavits that are redacted. The allegation has been made. If that motion to file under seal is not granted, those affidavits will be retracted, and he will not be given the unredacted copy. Meaning that an allegation has been made against him in court, and he is not able to face his accuser, or not able to know the accuser that's making the allegation, because the allegation has been made, and it's been retracted, and because the motion to seal wasn't granted, he now never gets that. Now, what has happened is the motion to seal was granted, and he will now be given unredacted copies. So, I don't know quite why he was freaking out so bad about this, because this feels like roughly how you would expect it to go anyway. Like, they want file under seal, it gets granted. Okay, now you can have the unredacted copies. I don't think that's that crazy. I did do some chat GPTing earlier, and it didn't throw up anything crazy. So I don't know. I don't trust Destiny's legal analysis, nor do I think he's actually doing legal analysis in these streams. From what I can tell, he is trying to, dissuade. He's just trying to, throw stuff out to diffuse and muddy the waters. I don't think he's actually doing legal analysis. Yeah, so I just laid this out, Sebastian. So, yeah, his concern was basically the motion to file under seal would not be granted, and those redacted copies would be retracted, and then there would never be an unredacted copy given, and the allegation would just be taken away. I think that's my stillman of what his concern is. Now, that's not the situation. The motion to seal was granted. They're going to give him unredacted copies, and it's all protected. So it's all worked out fine. Case can continue. He can keep throwing out baseless allegations that they're... What's he claiming? He's saying that they're forcing people to perjure themselves, and J-Stalk's involved. It's all a conspiracy where J-Stalk is the center in there, and they're all lying. Really smart stuff happening here.
For the public, you and your client will know their identities.
Honestly, if you can get taken out, if you can get your entire life fucked up by some 300-pound Canadian who sits on an exercise ball all day, you didn't deserve the career in the first place.
You have to, duh.
He's reading the words of Pixie's attorneys.
You and your client will know their identities because you have to, duh. Wait, what do we get over on? How close is Destiny to winning? We have to make it through the discovery phase. Oh, and whoever posted that is buying the coping NKF narrative.
Yeah, I know J-Stalk's been lying about his measurements recently. I know he's been claiming he's 180, 5'11" or some shit. I know.
Cope on how there's no excuse not to share the unredacted docs with you. No, you have to do that, of course. Oh, the court finds good cause to allow plaintiff to file under seal the unredacted declarations. Is this supposed to be a loss? Like, everything about this is just a joke. I can't, dude. I'm
it's
praying.
All
I'm
a
praying,
joke,
praying.
guys. It's all a joke.
Is this supposed to be a loss? Defense. You just can't do that. I don't know why they keep trying to make this argument that they can. There's nothing wrong with them filing stuff under seal, especially for a case like this. I think it's appropriate.
Destiny has doxed Pixie and many of the witnesses.
I think it's appropriate. The issue is them filing things under...
It's really, yeah, for real. Like, he's doing this as if he hasn't already read these court documents and thought about exactly how he's going to handle this on stream. It's like, oh, this is fine. This is fine. I'm reading this now for the very first... This is fine. This is fine. Okay, dude.
Under seal, and then keeping them from us. You can't keep that from us. That's insane. You and your client will know their identities because you have to, duh. However... Yeah, that's fine. It seems because they have to file unredacted declarations so that we would have all that information. Yeah. Yes, I think it's appropriate. Wait, what do we get over on? Is this supposed to be a loss? They tried to sell it in a way that you expected the
Is this supposed to be a loss? Yeah, you opposed the motion to file under seal. Yes, you and your lawyers are throwing up roadblocks and opposing everything. Yes. You lost because their motion was granted. So yes, that is an L for your team. I feel like this is just very basic. It seems like incredibly basic. You wanted something, they wanted something different. They got what they wanted, you didn't get what you wanted.
Seal filing motion to not be granted. I think generally...
Thank you for the 499, thank you.
I don't know if it's that hard to file things under seal. And I'm not sure if we really fought that hard against filing it under seal. The big deal was them filing stuff, but like keeping it from us, like not telling us who it was. So if they file under seal an unredacted declaration, then that means that we have all the information. Like, I'm fine with that. That's fine. You just can't do that. I don't know why they keep trying to make this argument that they can. You and your client will know their identities because you have to, duh. There's no way she tweeted that. Wait, what? Court update. Good news. Despite opposition from Destiny's counsel, the court has granted us the ability to keep witnesses' identity under seal. If you have any information regarding the case, we can file to keep your name out of public and protected by the court. I mean, like, it doesn't really make any sense, but okay.
Okay, so it does make total sense. That all makes total sense. Court update, good news. Despite opposition from Destiny's counsel, the court has granted us the ability to keep witnesses' identity under seal. Okay, that makes total sense. Your counsel did oppose it. It was granted, and that does mean they can keep the witnesses under seal. We can file to keep the name out of public and protected by the court. Yep, that's correct. You can be punished if you leak names that are filed under seal. How does that not make sense? See, you can tell when Destiny does some shit like this is the easiest way to tell that he's just desperately bullshitting and trying to rely on tone to trick his absolutely autistic, brain-damaged audience who just sit there, totally zonked out NPC bot mode, playing fucking League of Legends for 16 hours a day, playing this cum eater's fucking voice in their ear, hearing him He tries to swallow the last of his cum he was swallowed before his fucking stream started. They're sitting there on fucking League of Legends 16 hours a day hearing this guy, and they just hear tone. They don't even listen to what he's saying. They just hear tone. They hear him go, that doesn't really make any sense, but okay. And they go, I understand. Pixie really bad. Pixie really bad, actually. I agree. That's it. They're like total fucking drones. And they will just accept shit like that.
There's no way she tweeted that. Wait, what? Court update. Good news. Despite opposition from Destiny's counsel, the court has granted us the ability to keep witnesses' identity under seal. If you have any information regarding the case, we can file to keep your name out of public and protected by the court. I mean, like, that doesn't really make any sense, but okay. There's nothing wrong with them filing stuff under seal, especially for a case like this. I think it's appropriate. It doesn't really make any sense, but okay. Because their counsel's claim was that I was the one that was personally harassing and intimidating people. And if you file under seal, I still get the name. So theoretically, I would still be able to harass people, but...
So the whole point here is to pretend that he's like, not done anything. When he clearly... So, here's the game that's being played. Here's what he does. He goes on his stream. He talks about the court case. He says Pixie's legal name. He defames Supreme. He smears Lonerbox. He does all these things, all these little things that are designed to throw bits to his audience, to keep it going, to keep the ball rolling, to keep the pressure on these people. Right? Now he's saying, well, I don't harass them. How's it harassment to just say someone's name on stream? That's basically what he's saying. Well, I'm not harassing them. I'm not intimidating the witnesses. There's just, oh, well, just because I said their name and some random person goes and does something, that's me harassing them? Yes, because you know exactly what you're doing when you get on your stream and say a legal name that they don't use and instead use a screen name. You know exactly what you're doing. Yes. You think a court is too retarded to figure this out, Destiny? You really think a court is too fucking dumb to figure out that when you get on your live stream and say negative things about someone using their legal name to 10,000 plus people live and over 100,000 on VODs, that you think the court is so fucking stupid they can't look at that and go, oh, I think he might be maliciously playing the edges of the system here. I think he might be maliciously finding the exact spot in the rules where he feels safe to exact punishment on the people that are coming against him. You really think a court's that fucking stupid? Do you think they're as dumb as your average fucking chat? You think they're as stupid as Metalloid Sword? They aren't. Hey, listen, be based. I would still be able to harass people, but just to go to Kuihman, I could. I travel there for to do it. I do not want somebody, or I do want somebody to kill this school. We made it. We made it. All those people can go die.
Gistical has mentioned himself. He plans to provide a statement only if he gets protection due to the public.
We're in these court docs like twice. The death threats are in the court docs like twice. It's fucking awesome. Well, I'm in there in an email. Brettler and Andy B and Pixie's lawyers were talking about me, and then I'm in. Now, in the actual documents, too, it's freaking epic. So freaking epic. I'm so glad this guy got on stream in a call with Willie Mac and had a petulant man-child spurg out about how he wants to fondle my balls and shit. It was very strange stuff, frankly. But listen, I don't begrudge a man his fancies, okay?
Threats against him by Destiny. Destiny is, by definition, intimidating witnesses.
We love Willie Mac here. Of course, we love Willie Mac here. Actually, side note, while we're talking about how disgusting, reptilian, amoral, pathetic, and unintelligent everyone that sucks this guy's dick is, we can quickly pull up this absolute scumfuck fucking moron, Willie Mac Show, who is a complete worthless piece of shit, slackjaw fuck, who said, oh, I don't even care that J-Stalk and Kuihman are getting death threats from Destiny. They're annoying. I don't even care. Yet here he is, moralizing and bitching and crying about a bad empanada troll video.
Hello, is this Child Protective Services? Yes, thank you. I'd like to report a case of endemic dog shit infestation in a house. This house, as far as I know, it contains children. And it also contains two Zionists, and as we all know, Zionists are baby killers, so I think this is a very dangerous situation for the children, given the dog shit and the Zionists. Oh, you'll send over a SWAT team immediately? SEAL Team 6? Oh man, those are the guys who killed Osama bin Laden. Yeah, I really think this is important enough of a case that you should send those guys over there. keep those kids safe. Honestly, great service, 10 out of 10, highly recommended, thanks. Anyway, let me know how it goes.
This trolling, by the way, is what gets unhinged viewers to actually make swatting calls. All of a sudden, it's Precious Ethan, all of a sudden so concerned. But when it's an opportunity to suck Destiny's cock, he doesn't give a fuck about anything like this. That's so minor compared to the shit Destiny says as well, by the way. Just like absolutely pathetic, no morals, no consistency, no beliefs, just a spineless, slack-jawed, dipshit fucking idiot Willie Mack show. You can just see, like I say about the Appalachian phrenology, it's just like so clear, man. Anyway, let's carry on.
Duh.
Sorry, I skipped ahead.
Was that I was the one that was personally harassing and intimidating people. And if you file under seal, I still get the name. So theoretically, I would still be able to harass people. But hey, listen, be based. I would still be able to harass people, but just to go to Kuihman, I could. I trouble their house to do it. I do not want someone to, or I do want someone to kill their school though, or Lab, or Mr.
Willie
or
Mack
Kuihman.
thinks this is fine, by the way. Willie Mack thinks this is
Justical
awesome.
has
Willie Mack
mentioned
thinks
himself. He plans to provide a statement only if he gets protection.
So guys, remember, I just want everyone to remember the way Willie Mack responds when Destiny, his friend Destiny, his good friend Destiny, whose apartment he's been to, because remember guys, because Ethan and iDubbbz were best friends because they'd been to each other's houses, or Ian had been to Ethan's house. So remember, Willie Mack and Destiny are best friends because Willie's been to Destiny's house. So easy one for you there. So Willie's best friend Destiny makes death threats, and Willie's like, "Oh, I don't even care. The people are so annoying." Just remember that when Bad Empanada is accurately describing Willie as a genocide supporter. Okay, just remember the attitude he took to other people when he's in a similar situation, okay? Just remember that. That's
due to the public death threats against him by Destiny. Destiny is by definition intimidating witnesses.
Just to go to Kuihman, I could. I trouble their house to do it. I do not want someone to, or I do want someone to kill their school though, or Lab, or Mr. or Kuihman. All those people can go die. None of this, if you really think you have a strong argument here, which fine, say you do. Say, okay, well, I think defense is trying to murder all of the witnesses or whatever. File that with the court.
They did, and he lost. Now Destiny's victims can come forward.
Under seal is public. Destiny still knows who it is. Well, under seal is private, or rather, just the court holds onto it, and the public can't see. But I would say, obviously, not that it mattered. I don't do witness intimidation.
right.
I'm just kidding. I can't make a joke about it because it'll show up in their next.
Just give me a joke, guys. Just give me a joke.
Has to do it. I do not want someone to, or I do want someone to kill their school though, or Lab, or Mr. or Kuihman. All those people can go die. Not that it mattered. I don't do witness intimidation. I'm just kidding. I can't make a joke about it because it'll show up in their next writing. Of lying and perjury, he refers to the undersigned counsel as disgusting. Oh, that's them. Nice. I am. Yes. Include this in your next file. I look forward to being in your next court filing. That's right. I think you are. And repeatedly accuses the undersigned counsel.
Okay, let's play this. Someone in Discord saying I'm bad faith. Fuck. You got me. You got me hard. They were like, and Kuihman can keep misrepresenting Destiny. Notice how he'll never actually play what Destiny has to say on stream. It gives a bad summary of it instead. This is Destiny clearly explaining his interpretation of the seal. Of the seal. His interpretation of the seal. Dude.
Counsel of grabbing random people to perjure themselves. I do. Show me your next filing. I'm here. Thumbs up. Link me. Put a screenshot.
In closing, this is a small point about Pixie's attorneys asking for the ability to go over the 10-page limit for the recent motion. Destiny admits it was expected.
Paperless order granting 44 motion for leave to file excess pages. The court finds good cause to grant the requested expansion of page limit. This is expected. You're probably always... I think it would take like an exceptional circumstance for them to say no extra pages, although the extra pages they filed were stupid.
So, dude, this is the most blatant one. Oh my god.
Yet had his attorney fight Pixie tooth and nail to make everything as difficult as possible for the victims.
So he's saying here, like, oh, it'd be crazy for a court to say you can't have extra pages, because one of the things Pixie's lawyers needed, they needed like 5 extra pages on some file they were putting in.
This order granting 44 motion for leave to file excess pages. The court finds good cause to grant the requested expansion of page limit. This is expected. You're probably always... I think it would take like an exceptional circumstance for them to say no extra pages, although the extra pages they filed were stupid.
Yet had his attorney fight Pixie tooth and nail to make everything as difficult as possible for the victims.
Motions. Motion to file under seal certain documents and its proposed order. Motion for leave to exceed page limit on reply memorandum, because they wanted to file an extra long, insane reply instead of just a normal 10 pages. The documents to be filed under seal.
Extra long, insane reply instead of just a normal 10 pages. See, you see the loading here. Yesterday, this was expected. It'd be crazy for the court to not give them a few extra pages to put their complaint. 2 weeks ago, it's this insanely long complaint. This insanely long, absurd complaint. The loading is so... If you are... This is what I mean. At this point, it feels like almost all of the people that are still defensive of Destiny and DGG are actively lying. They're just lying. They are willing, they have decided on this situation, at least, if not on others too, they are just going to lie to protect this guy. Because they must be able to see the discrepancies here, and they still run with the talking points. I think they know in their head this is probably wrong, but they will just muddy the water and lie as much as possible. I truly believe that about most of the fan base at this point.
Repetitive, wordy, improperly formatted, and contained a myriad of extraneous and irrelevant information. The court should constrain plaintiff to the 10-page limit that they didn't need to file. And if we would have had a meet and confer beforehand, we probably wouldn't have okayed. I would imagine we would have fought on this motion to exceed page limit because they didn't need 20 pages to say a bunch of like, okay. Okay. The local rules require...
Wow. So, that is one part of the Destiny catch-up we're doing. However, it doesn't end there. It does not end there. Sorry, I just got a message. Where's my bookmarks? Here we are. So in response to some of the lawsuit stuff, David Pakman actually dropped out of an event. Now, I will say it was pretty stupid of David Pakman to agree to this event in the first place, because, I mean, he agreed to it after the story was already public. Could have learned more, I guess, but I don't know. I think he's pretty dumb for signing up for it in the first place, but what are you going to do? He is backed out of this. He was going to do a live show with Destiny in New York. And there is now an official statement talking about David Pakman's departure. So let's take a little look. Thank you for the £10. Thank you. Did a forensic analysis using paint. It turns out you're right. The bald spot on his face does indeed overlap with the shape of a certain country. Faustian deal confirmed. He does have the Gaza strip on his face. Obviously he made a deal. He made a deal. He's now losing his hair. I want to be the best Israel debater in the world. And he just gets it. It just starts slowly like monkey's paw curls, and he just starts slowly the hair falling off. It is great. I love seeing that guy's beard fall off. Truly, that must be like because he's got like a really weak chin and jaw. He's like kind of a skinny, fat, pudgy, like unattractive guy. He uses the beard that he has like the cope beard that tries to define your face shape a bit more when you've got like a pudgy, doughy lower face. And if you see him without the beard, it looks really bad. Even just the goatee, it's bad. But like we can go look at obviously, you know, I think he's got the goatee here, hasn't he? Yeah, look at him. You know, getting those little grapes from Alina. Now, where else can we go? We can look at yeah, here we
this
go.
way.
Technically called the Swordfish 2.
There's gonna be a Cowboy Bebop fight.
Oh, if you want
debate
to. Whoa,
thing.
yeah. What model of firearm does Spike use? Pistol.
Isn't it a Glock?
It's a Jericho 941. That's okay.
I don't know anything about guns. So I'm gonna put on some primer right now.
Imagine if he had to live the rest of his life looking like this. How satisfying would that be? Would that be a just punishment if he had to live the rest of his life looking like this? You can see why he grows the beard. You really can see why he grows the beard. So that his beard falling off for his crimes would just be great. Like, dude, where's the? Can we get the pose as well? Can we get him posing? Holy fuck. Okay. Anyway, let's read his statement here. Not his statement, Pangburn's statement. We regret to inform our audience and ticket holders that David Pakman has chosen to withdraw from his scheduled appearance at the anti-Trump tour event on June 22nd, 2025 at the Queen's Theatre in New York, where he was set to appear alongside Destiny, Stevie Bonnell. Prior to signing his contract, David is fully informed of the event details, including some public accusations that Destiny is currently defending himself against. With full knowledge of these circumstances, David agreed to participate and sign his contract, allowing us to proceed with the formal public announcement and ticket sales. On May 9th, shortly after the announcement was made, David informed us that he had received some negative feedback regarding his participation. Despite previously indicating that he was not troubled by this, and suggesting that the negative feedback may have been instigated by agitators, David and his team later cited reputational concerns as their reason for backing out. These concerns were not raised until after the event had already been publicly announced, contracts signed and tickets sold. We want to be clear. Pangburn takes its contractual obligations seriously. We do not move forward with announcing events until all agreements are legally confirmed in order to protect our attendees, speakers, and organisation from unnecessary disruptions. Many of our attendees take time off work, book flights and accommodations, and make personal sacrifices to attend our events. It is our responsibility to honour these commitments. Although David's team has requested to be released from his contractual obligation, we express that, from both a legal and ethical standpoint, the professional course of action would be for him to honour the agreement. This situation underscores the importance of due diligence before signing any contract. Despite our attempts to find a resolution, on May 15th, David formally notified us he would not be appearing at the event. As a result, we will be transitioning the Queen's event into a solo night featuring Destiny in a live debate with Trump supporters, an exciting format that proved highly successful during our Detroit stop. For those who purchased tickets during expecting both speakers, we are offering a full refund if you do not wish to attend the new solo debate featuring Destiny versus Trump supporters. We understand some may be disappointed, but we're delivering a hardcore experience, blah, 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 blah. So, maybe, okay, here's a crazy idea. Crazy idea I'm putting forward here. You might have an easier time booking events with big political commentator figures if, when you are caught violating women's consent, and it's shown and everyone knows you did it, you just come out and say, I'm really sorry I did that. How can I make this right? I want to take accountability and move on. You might have an easier time getting these events and keeping these events. I know it's a wild suggestion here. I know it's an absurd suggestion here that I'm saying that when you seriously fuck over one of your friends, when you do something horrible to one or maybe even multiple of your friends, you make it right. But that's what most people are expecting. That's what most people expect, and you refuse to do that and instead behave like a petulant man-child on live stream week in, week out. So I'm not surprised that David Pakman is getting backlash for collaborating with you. The only thing I'm surprised by is that David Pakman signed a contract that meant he had to appear with you in the first place, frankly. I don't know why he would do that. I don't know why anyone would appear next to you. Because you're fucking disgusting. Anyone that appears next to you looks more disgusting by association. But it doesn't end there if we're talking about disgusting by association. And remember, I want to show you guys this clip, okay? This is a little clip that's going around right now. Sick Unchained has posted this on Twitter. A fella called Tom Foolery. Tom Foolery has become a staple of Destiny's life. He's Destiny's best friend, I hear. Destiny said many times, he said, Kiwi Farms tried to dox my best friend, Tom. They tried to dox my best friend. That's why they're so evil, guys. That's why I care so much about this, because they tried to dox my best friend, Tom. We've all heard Destiny say this many times throughout the course of the drama. Obviously not quite like that. He doesn't say he's his best friend. But it's been a big point, is the idea that Kiwi Farms tried to dox Tom. Now, when he shows evidence for that, I believe it's actually just a user asking, has Tom ever been doxed? But I'll give the ground on that, you know. Thank you for the 20 gifted. Hugely appreciated. Thank you for the 20 gifted, IDOT. Thank you. Hugely appreciated. And Titty Boy with the $5. Huge appreciated. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So, but yeah, I'll give them that. So they're asking if this guy's ever been doxed. We can all sort of interpret a little bit. We can say, like, that. I get why you would feel like that's someone trying to dox you. I get that. Someone on Kiwi Farms asking, is this guy ever been doxed? I get why you would feel that way. I can understand it. Now, Destiny has pretended to give any amount of a fuck about this for months. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I understand. Crazy guy on KF says, has this guy been doxxed? That's gonna, regardless of what the exact words say, that's gonna feel like someone's after you. Obviously. I get that. But Destiny's pretending to give a fuck. And it's hilarious because Tom joined his best friend's stream last night. So why don't we take a look at what happens when Destiny gets a chance to talk to his best friend Tom.
Military. Everyone's been in. My dad was in the military. Everyone's been in the military except for me. And my daughter is now a law enforcement.
What's that? What do you want?
Did Pac-Man drop out?
Yes.
Is it do you think it's audience capture?
Did Pac-Man drop out? Yeah. Do you think it's like because you're like a disgusting sex pest? Or do you think it's like audience capture? Or do you think it's because you're like a disgusting sex pest? Do you think it's because you're like a disgusting sex pest that no one wants to be around? Or do you think it's like audience capture?
Because he dropped out of the ping burn thing as well.
There's literally
right?
a whole fucking thing on it. Why don't you come and ask me? There's a statement, a public statement on it.
I haven't seen the statement. Somebody told me about.
Oh, I'll pull that up in a minute. We'll cover that in a minute.
It's a little bit ago. So I talked to a bunch of.
So you see here, so he asks these questions and Destiny immediately starts freaking out. He doesn't want to fucking talk to this guy. Does not want to fucking talk to this guy. This Tom's having a Stardust moment right here. He's seeing the opportunity to join the stream. He's like, oh, Destiny's going to want to talk to me. I think he just watched some of my debate. He's going to want to talk to me. And he jumps on. Destiny don't want to talk to you, bro. Destiny don't want to talk to you.
Is it? Do you think it's audience capture? Because he dropped out of the ping burn thing as well.
There's literally
right?
a whole fucking thing on it. Why don't you come and ask me? There's a statement, a public statement on it.
I haven't seen the statement. Somebody told me about it a little bit ago. So I talked to a bunch of these people after this as well, and I debated them on a lot of these things. The person that you were just talking about, they're kind of like being super autistic about the language and hyper focusing on specific words. They do this the entire time, where we go over like what is a microaggression, what specific.
So like he's trying to sound like he's literally doing a Destiny skinwalk at Destiny right now. He's doing the. Dude, we need to come up with terms for Destinyisms. We need to start labeling these with names. He's doing the, I'm going to talk really quickly and explain a basic concept in a way that makes it sound like I have a holistic understanding of some complex topic. There's got to be some fucking label to this. But that's like the exact one that he's doing. And anyone that's watched this guy's content knows exactly what I'm talking about. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
About where they're kind of like being super autistic about the language and
they're being like super autistic about language and hyper. They're being like super autistic about language. That like you hear that tone, right?
Hyper focusing on specific words. They do this the entire time, where we go over like what is a microaggression, what specifically Z said that was a microaggression. Everything literally makes no sense. Like we ran around in circles on this for probably like 30, 45 minutes, and they don't
explaining.
They don't seem to actually have like positions on any of these things. They just the whole thing that everybody's running around with is you just need to listen to black women. Like that's the mantra repeated over and over, is just listen to black women. But if you bring up that other black women say something different, then you're tokenizing them. And I don't know how to.
Bro, he does not care. He is totally tuned out. Does not give a
this
fuck.
Fucking rhetoric or language when they have like specific people that you're supposed to listen to. So when they say listen to black women, they're not actually saying listen to all black women. Is there a steelman of this or a thing that actually makes it make sense in any way from you talking to people like this on Twitch back in the day?
I don't know. Well, let me listen. I don't even think I've heard her talk to you yet. Give me a minute and I'll have an opinion on it. Because I haven't even heard them go over like microaggressions or anything yet. Yeah.
Well, I meant just the idea that like if they say listen to black women.
So he is not. Destiny didn't listen to any of what Tom just said. Did not listen to a fucking word of it. Because Tom is talking about tokenization and how oftentimes in lefty progressive spaces, they will say things like, listen to black women, but they only mean listen to their black women, really. That's all they actually mean. Now, what Destiny has replied, what Destiny's replied with, is about microaggressions. Now, the microaggressions thing, as I understand, is actually later on in this video, and he hasn't heard that bit yet. But Tom didn't bring up microaggressions. Tom didn't say anything about microaggressions. Why are you bringing up microaggressions, Destiny? Tom never said that. That wasn't what Tom was talking about. It's because he wasn't listening. It's because he doesn't give a fuck and he wants Tom to leave. And Tom doesn't recognize that. Tom thinks,
Steelman.
oh, this guy cares if I get doxxed. This guy cares if I get doxxed. This guy wants to hear what I've got to say. No, no, no. You are one of many tools. You might as well be, you know, an inanimate object to this guy if you're in his life. Like, no, you mean nothing to him.
And of this or a thing that actually makes it make sense in any way from you talking to people like this on Twitch back in the day?
I don't know. Well, hey, let me listen. I don't think I've heard her talk to you yet. Give me a minute and I'll have an opinion on it. Because I haven't even heard them go over like microaggressions or anything yet. Yeah.
Well, I meant just the idea that like if they say listen to black women.
So like, now he's trying to refocus it onto like a more general conversation about the topic.
Just talking about like it in general.
I think that's based, but then I just say my name's Destiny.
Shut down with a joke.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Okay. Love you.
All right. Yeah. Tell Pac-Man to quit being a bitch.
Based.
Later.
Enforcement officer, and she's gay. So there are so many mixed emotions.
Dude. He tried
My dad was
so
dropped out
of...
hard to get a conversation there. Tried so hard. He was so desperate to talk to him. Tried so hard. It just totally failed. Just totally failed. Fucking awesome stuff, man. Seriously. Tom is the first guy Destiny doesn't want to suck off. This is so sad. Thank you for the $5, Titty Boy. Thank you. The only time I want to see them covered together is Tom's list. Everyone that Destiny's ever fucked before. Yeah, exactly. Remember when Chud would go on and talk to Destiny, and he would give him that same autistic, like, I don't want to talk to you attitude. And Chud just goes, what's your fucking problem? What's your fucking problem? That was awesome. That shit was awesome. This guy just acting catatonic like a little fucking rape victim on stream. Like he's a little rape victim. Like imagine, like Destiny acts like a rape victim. Do you know what I mean? Like he acts like a... I'm not saying he is a rape victim, but he acts like a rape victim. Like the way his demeanor is like that of like a child with a lot of trauma. You know what I mean? If you catch my drift. Now, I had something else. Guys, I had something else here. There's the Dean and Parker stuff. There was some other little Destiny thing here. Got this one, first of all. I do want to quickly talk about this, but I thought there's something else Destiny related I need to cover.
He challenged you publicly. Destiny wants to debate you on your socio-political views. He challenged you publicly. Didn't you see it?
I think I just wanted to talk about the Z stuff, but...
Didn't he ask about like a
Both you and
conversation?
Parker.
So I have contentions with like certain facts that would...
This is an incentive to cover Destiny the serial rapist, by deception, more. It's
Thank
a
you.
gold mine.
Thank you for the
Everybody loves
1337.
it.
I know everybody loves it, and I know I'm the only one who can do it. That's why I do need to do it. I do need to do it. You know, you sometimes just have a calling. Sometimes just have a calling, and covering this fucking idiot is possibly mine.
make it very uncomfortable for me to go on a stream. But like,
what are those facts?
I see no point to engage in that conversation with Destiny.
It sounded funny, like,
I don't think that's productive.
Hold on, both of you guys sat down and had dinner with him, but yeah, you don't want to have a debate with him?
It's so crazy that these guys are supposed to be like the debate bro archetypes. I'm branding myself world's best.
Louis, you just don't understand the paladin mindset, okay? Clearly you're lacking the paladin mindset, all right?
Debater. That's gonna be part of my new branding, okay? I'm tired of all these people using excuses and running away, all right?
It's when we had the dinner that I like kind of separated.
Like realized that he's not good.
Yeah.
It is. I'm gonna, dude. It is.
Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, Quella. Huge appreciated. Thank you. Don't you got a cult with 17-year-old girls in Germany to attend to? Is that a Sam brothel ref? I legit can't even tell. Okay. We're trying to cover this. Anyway, guys.
Away.
You distracted me. Thank you for the 5 gift.
When we had the dinner that I like kind of set.
I'm branding myself world's best debater. That's gonna be part of my new branding, okay?
Oh, because of the world's best debater thing. Because Athene was like, what, world's best gamer or whatever. Thank you for the $5 monk. Huge appreciate with the super sticker of what is happening here. It's a pink guy in a baseball cap saying, wow, awesome.
Like the debate bro archetypes. I'm branding myself world's best debater. That's gonna be part of my new branding, okay? I'm tired of all these people using excuses and running away, all right?
It's when we had the dinner that I like kind of set
So they had a dinner together, okay?
He's not good.
Yeah.
It is. Dude. It is crazy how many overwhelmingly positive real life experiences I have with people who will like relabel these things. I had a friend that was at that dinner too. I'm curious what her accounting would be of this. It was a fine dinner. It was a lot of fun. We chatted. They both said they watched a lot of my stuff.
And we wanted to better understand and acknowledge the characters of the creators in this space when they're not in front of a crowd.
Wait, I am so curious. So what, I revealed my character to be this horrible, evil person?
So this is like a common thing with Destiny. I mentioned this last night when we spoke about this. It's a common thing where other people seem to have interactions with him, social interaction with him, where they come away feeling like, this guy's like a gross fucking weirdo. Yet he can never see why people would think that. He's just like totally confused. Why would anyone come away from that interaction thinking I'm like a gross, disgusting weirdo? I don't know, man. Maybe because you're an autistic fucking freak who doesn't know how to interact with people. Could you think that's possibly it? Or because you don't care to interact with people in any normal sort of way? Do you think that could possibly be part of it? We've seen this happen before. We saw this with Ludwig. Now, I think Ludwig is a disgusting skinwalker. However, what Ludwig spoke about was how they were playing a stupid game with cheese balls, throwing cheese balls into each other's mouths and catching them, you know, having fun, broing out, palling out. And Destiny was sat there like an autistic freak on his phone. But, I need to be on Twitter. I need to be on Twitter. Well, they're all having fun being in a group, okay? And then he was being like a miserable prick, and he sort of brought the vibe down. Destiny was like incensed and appalled that Ludwig would ever say this. She's like, you're lying. You're lying. I wasn't being bad for the vibes. I wasn't being bad for the vibes. It's like, dude, you're showing exactly the sort of person you are right now. You probably were fucking terrible for the vibes. Let's be totally serious here. And then, again, I've heard Chud say this too. Chud talk about the Progressive Victory drunk stream after DebateCon, where Destiny is sat there in the fucking corner. You can see him in the corner, sat there on his phone while all of his friends are there drinking, doing arm wrestles and fucking around. And he's just like over, you know, refusing to fucking talk to anyone, refusing to talk to these people that are like his co-workers online that he only gets to see once every, you know, now and again, that aren't always in one place. But he'd rather sit there on his phone texting 18 or 19-year-old girls, sending pictures of him sucking cock to them. That's what he'd rather spend his time doing than having any kind of social human interaction, because he's got a messed up, perverted little mind that cannot take it off of, cannot defocus from sex for even 5 minutes. I think there was another thing. Dude, what was the other thing to watch? There was something else here. Dude. There was another clip or something. Fuck. I do also hate social interaction, that's true. But I don't pretend to like people that I fucking hate. So I don't end up in those situations so much. Meanwhile, Destiny has nothing but contempt for almost everyone around him, and just refuses to talk to them about it because he's an avoidant pussy. It's just like very apparent when that happens too. Like you see it with Tom, you see it with Stardust, you see it with a bunch of people where he's a total avoidant pussy who obviously fucking hates these people and can't stand talking to them. But he'll never say anything to them. He does just like this ridiculous avoidant act. He's like, no, I'm fine. He does that in all of his relationship too. It's like it's so blatant. It's so fucking blatant. No, it wasn't the tweets people saying they want to be like Destiny. No, that was. I might be missing it. Oh, that was it. While we're here, looking at Destiny stuff, let's pull up this disgusting, despicable, propagandist, grifter, sack of shit. You see this guy sucking a cigar like it's a cock? Learned from the best, obviously. Learned from student becomes the master. You see this disgusting piece of shit? Do you see this disgusting piece of shit? This disgusting wretch? This disgusting sack of shit? Do you see this guy? Do you see him? Do you see how disgusting he is? Do you see how disgusting This inhuman wretch is. Look at him. Look at how disgusting he is. Now, I've been loosely aware of Drew Pavlo for a while. I didn't really care for a long time. I didn't really care. I'd heard him make stupid statements about UK grooming gangs on a stream with Lonebox and Pisco. So I was aware that he was, you know, a disgusting propagandist who was trying to fuck with my country's politics. Because he hates Arabs, because he hates Muslims, because he's a disgusting piece of shit. But it's gone past a level that I can find myself being okay with. Because it is now personally bothering me. So let's take a look at this example. So this guy was on Destiny's stream, glocking. If someone can link me his call into Destiny's stream the other day, send that to me as well. This guy was on Destiny's stream and was posting on Twitter, glocking constantly. Okay? Constantly. And here he is, crying that Hassan said he should kill himself. When he is throating Destiny's cock on the daily, he is virtue signaling and concern trolling about Hassan making suicide comments. You're just liars. You are just disgusting, amoral liars. This Drew Pavlo guy is a disgusting, amoral liar who is not worth consideration. This is wretched stuff. His whole timeline is this. The most obvious double standards bullshit, purely oriented around just like this insane, I assume he's got to be like center-right propaganda. It is just like constant, be terrified of China, be terrified of Arabs. Be terrified of China, be terrified of Arabs. Constantly, and that's all he's about. All the time. So let's take a look at this.
Volunteer this when you're an adult. Oh, this is... Oh, great. Drew Pavlov, when you turn 18, society asks young men to pick one of these two as their role models. If these two are the only forms of masculinity available to us, I'm straight up killing myself. I can't respond to his suggestion, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would cheer. Not me, of course, because I think it's, you know, I would never say certain things, but I don't know why people like Drew Pavlov volunteer this as an alternative, as an option, considering so many people would go, oh, that's fucking awesome. Please do.
I'm a Hasanabi head. I am a Hasanabi head, okay? The biggest political Twitch streamer in the world just told tens of thousands of people that I should kill myself. I'll report this to Australian Federal Police to make sure he's denied visa to enter Australia in the future. Dude. Thank you for the $4.99. Vivian, thank you. What did you miss? Just Destiny Core updates, okay? So that's all we're on right now. Now, what else has Drew Pavlo got for us? I've got way too many windows open. So, pretending to give a fuck about suicide jokes when you are throating Destiny's cock on the daily. We've got more here, though. There is more of just like this despicable double standard. So, another instance where Drew Pavlo is posting his L's on his own Twitter account. Hassan Piker and Bad Empanada joke about how they want to make my future son a Janissary. If you don't know, the Janissaries were like the elite guard in the Ottoman Empire, who were boys who were forcibly circumcised, and then put into an elite military corps where they weren't allowed to trade or anything like that, and they had to pledge full loyalty to the Sultan. They were the first standing army in the world. Yeah. So here's Hassan and Bad Empanada saying they want to turn Drew Pavlo's future son into a Janissary.
Mobile boy that my soldiers brought in and were like, this mobile boy that my soldiers brought in and were like, this boy right here, he's going to be a good warrior.
Drew Pavlov's son is going to be the Janissary, not mine.
No, he's a terrible Janissary. Well, I think he would make for a horrible Janissary. I would never allow him to be.
We would need to get to him very early before Drew destroys his mind.
Yeah.
So this wasn't all they said about this, by the way. This did go on for... Oh, I'm pretty sure on the Wikipedia. I mean, let me check. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you will lose. Everyone's saying castration, castration is a fucking idiot. So, right to the Wikipedia here. Chiefly taken from the Balkans, were taken, levied, and subjected to forced circumcision. Everyone correct me in chat. You are total retards. So, Dr. Filia, you're a total retard. Google things before you attempt to correct me. Thank you. Thank you. Fucking idiot. Nice one. So, that wasn't all they said. And apparently Bad Empanada has run a poll on his Twitter before asking whether Drew Pavlov's son should be turned into a janissary, and it got like 90% yes. So, it's not looking good for Drew Pavlov's son, I gotta say. Not looking great for Drew Pavlov's son. No, I know he doesn't have a son, but his future son. You know, it's not a good outlook. Like, and then here's just like, Hassan Piker helped legitimize this insane psychopath. You have one small, precision, tactical nuclear bomb. You can drop it on one target. Which do you choose? Drew Pavlov, Ethan Klein, Adolf Hitler, or Hassan Piker? The guy you are felching, your felcher-in-chief, Stevie Bonnell, is out there making death threats and inciting violence, and you're crying about tweets like this. If you could nuke one e-celebrity, which e-celebrity could you nuke? Or would you use it on Hitler? And you're crying about this. Why? You're a Destiny cockrider. You are a Destiny cockrider. Full-throatedly. Someone sent me the fucking clip of him on the stream the other day. It's so embarrassing. Oh, you have sent it to me. Thank you, Sockdem Incel. Huge appreciated. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Other thing I wanted to talk about
why
as well
is that? Wait, why do you have one of the people? Do you think that...
I'm very happy to be here. Very cool.
Oh, you have a stream. Nice. Wow. A literal amateur.
Wait, what have I got wrong?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you? Is this?
Oh,
is
yeah.
This okay?
Oh, no, yeah,
a...
we're good now. Okay, yeah, you were talking to the stream, but now you can. Now you're talking to me.
Wow.
What's up?
Yeah. No, I only really just started streaming like 2 weeks ago, but I don't know. Can you see my video? I've got my Destiny Drew photograph in the background. Many people have said we are the greatest reincarnations.
And also, one quick thing as well. I see Drew Pavlov constantly defaming Hassan, defaming a German brothel. So let's pull this up quickly. So just so we're all aware, while I've got people here, if you are pushing the Hassan brothel allegation, if you see someone who's friends with this scumfuck sex pest here, this scumfuck degenerate sex pest who belongs in a cell, this scumfuck here, if you see someone who collaborates with him pushing this idea that Hassan went to a brothel that was guilty of trafficking, you can actually very quickly, this is Artemis Brothel, this is a huge brothel in Germany, it's the one Hassan went to. You can very quickly look at this article right here, which actually says, the city of Berlin has issued an apology to a major brothel and paid 250,000 euros in compensation over a police raid that happened 7 years ago. Hundreds of police raided the Artemis Sauna and Brothel near Westkreuz in, I assume it's, I don't know how to say that, I don't know German names, 2016, detaining several people on suspicion of human trafficking, tax evasion, and other violations. Crimes like these can be common in the German sex work industry, which in and of itself is not illegal. At a press conference afterwards, public prosecutors made reference to organised crime, but the accusations could not be proven, and the Berlin Regional Court would not admit the prosecution's case in 2018. The two operators of the brothel then took the city to court for wrongful detention before reaching a settlement with the administration. The state of Berlin apologises for the pre-trial detention and considerable disadvantages suffered by those accused at the time as a result of the search. The pre-trial detention, the indictment, and the statements made by the public prosecutor's office. The city's judicial administration said in a statement on Friday. A years-long legal battle. Last December, the Berlin Court of Appeal ruled that comments made by public prosecutor's office at a press conference were prejudicial, exaggerated, lurid, and culpably in breach of official duties. It ordered the city administration to pay 100,000 euros in damages. The operators had also launched a second lawsuit for wrongful detention and demanded a considerably higher amount, according to the city's judicial administration. The apology and €250,000 compensation were part of a settlement reached by the city and the brothel operators. The case is now closed. The operator's lawyer, Margaret Griffin von Guillaume, said the settlement was a good signal to restore confidence in the rule of law. Then they will use the cash to compensate the female employees who were detained at the time and will donate the remainder to charity. So anyone still pushing the facade, oh, you supported this brothel, that was fucking trafficking people. Never proven. Never proven. And they literally, for their statements on that raid, they had to pay a massive fee. You see, just to prove that, that says 7 years ago in that article. That's from 2023. And this is the raid 2016. That is the raid that is always referenced. So if you see anyone pushing that, anyone that's friends with a scumfuck sex pest, yeah, I have also LEB. If you've got that clip, feel free to link that to me. I'm more than happy to watch a clip of Destiny explicitly describing how he used a sex worker that he believed to be trafficked, who did not seem to be enjoying the experience, and yet he went through with it anyway. There is, yeah, Destiny does straight up admit, basically, to using trafficked sex workers. So, the claim against Satan's bullshit. There are many more claims against Destiny. So do not let any of this sex pests, disgusting friends, disgusting supporters, spread that shit or deny the shit that he's done. So if anyone's got the clip of him talking about how he used that happy ending place, I'm more than happy to play it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Someone just linked it in my Discord.
I mean, you ever paid for a prostitute before in a legal state?
I don't know if it's legal. I actually did one time very recently here because I was curious. I did one of those massage places or whatever, and I was like, I'm curious what this is like. Fuck it. It's quarantine time.
How was it?
Probably one of the worst experiences of my life.
Was it just like a sad hand job, or?
Yes, for like, and I like tipped really well too because I was like, oh, you know, I got a lot of money. These girls seem like they don't make much. Like maybe they'll be. Actually, it was horrible.
Was it from like an older woman or?
She was probably like in her 30s or 40s.
Yeah,
but it was
like really
so bad. Hands. Yeah, I guess, but like, I want some. What I was interested is like, I wonder if this is gonna be like an ultra skilled fucking hand job, like crazy shit ever. But it wasn't. It was basically just like, it was like one of the worst hand jobs I've ever had in my life. Like from a girl who's like, oh, I just want you to come as quickly as possible. I'm like, okay.
There's like nothing worse in this world than like a sad hand job.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, why? Like you should just never use your hands again.
I guess, yeah. Especially because I overpaid like a motherfucker for it too. But whatever.
What did you pay?
I think the booking was like 40 or 50 or 60 or whatever for the room, and I think I gave her 120.
Holy shit!
Really high, yeah. Because normally for just a hand job, from what I was reading, I think it's anywhere from like 60 to 80. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, I got a lot of money. I'll share the wealth. And it was just
I throw a little extra, says trafficked woman.
So bad, and I was like, wow, I feel like I got fucking totally scammed. Holy shit!
Yeah, you definitely got scammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like someone said it's like going to Golden Corral for a steak.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make up for the rape? Did the extra $40 make up for the rape? Does that...
Maybe. I mean, I'm not. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing it because I'm not going to get caught like doing anything illegal. I just wanted to experience it one time, but that experience was so bad. It's like I don't want to have to shop around for fucking like if I'm paying like even the minimum because like I said, I think from what I was reading, like you pay anywhere from 40 to 60 for the room.
Yes, having sex with someone who's trafficked is actually rape. You cannot, if you think someone is trafficked, if you think someone is not able to exercise their free will in their position they're in, and you have sex with them anyway, you're just a rapist. You're just a rapist.
Room, and then you pay anywhere from like it's anywhere from 40 to 150 depending on hand job to full service clothes, whatever, recovered, whatever. Yeah, and it's like for that much, like to still get like fucked that horribly, it was like I don't care. Yeah.
Oh, you fucked her?
No, I got fucked. We didn't.
Oh,
I just got fucked.
Not literally. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. That sucks. I have a friend that's really into like rub and tugs. That's like kind of his forte.
Yeah, some people are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not like especially turned on by the scenario. I just wanted to know if they were really good at giving hand jobs. Like the scenario is actually kind of sad to me. Like I don't know. Like I have to pull out my phone and use like Google Translate so that this woman understands what I'm saying. It feels like she's like some fucking sex slave trafficked in, and it's like, this is kind of awkward, and I don't feel good about this, and maybe you'll be really good at least giving me a hand job. It's like,
so
some fucking sex slave trafficked in, and it's like this. I have to pull out my phone and use like Google Translate so that this woman understands what I'm saying. It feels like she's like some fucking sex slave trafficked in, and
he had no idea, no suspicion that this woman might not be exercising her free will, guys.
it's like, this is kind of awkward, and I don't feel good about this, and maybe you'll be really good at least giving a hand job. It's like, nope, man.
That, but where was she from? What nationality was she?
Chinese.
Oh.
But, yeah.
Interesting.
Rip.
Damn, dude. So, it must have been really soft hands, though. It's probably like getting a hand job with like a catcher's mitt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it doesn't really matter how soft your hand is if, like, you just grab it and you for like 2 minutes until the person comes. It's like, okay.
Yeah, but are you like a fast stroker or kind of like a slow stroker, dude?
I mean, I'll do whatever. It depends.
Cut or uncut?
Uncut.
Oh.
But I mean, I can do. It just depends on the scenario, right? Like, if you want a quickie, if you want to fuck somebody and be done with it in like 3 minutes, and you're going quick, right? Well, if I want to like get off really quick, it'll be that, yeah. But if it's like you want to take your time and enjoy it, and it's going to be a lot longer, right?
Yeah, that's true. Are you good at chess?
Yeah, so the Artemis thing. So there was one conviction, but it wasn't an Artemis conviction. The conviction was on a football player, an ex-goalie, that was forcing his girlfriend to work there. He was pimping her out. So it wasn't the brothel. It was this ex-football player who was forcing her to work there. He got a 7-year conviction. But the brothel management were cleared. They were cleared. Okay. I think that's about it for this. The point is, this Drew Pavlo guy is a disgusting liar, piece of shit. These people are literally, you can go watch. Dan Saltman openly admits that they're just lying in public now. He's encouraging Tectone and Nux to lie for him in public. You can go see. They're all acting in bad faith. Drew Pavlo is a complete liar, willing liar. They're you know, it's just they're happy to lie now. So treat these people poorly. Do not show any respect to scum like Drew Pavlo. Don't show any respect to scum like Erudite. Don't show any respect to scum like Destiny. Okay. Do not assume that when they are calling someone out, they're doing it in any sort of good faith. Never assume there is any genuine allegation being made. It is always just an attempt to smear their enemies with the same brush that is true about them. It's very blatant. You can see it time and time again. You can see Drew Pavlo pushing the same lies. Destiny, Dan, Nux, Tectone, Asmongold, same lies again and again and again. And all of these accusations are true about them. It's literally, every accusation is a confession. 100% of the way. You've got Asmongold signing off on genocide on Twitch. You've got Tectone bitching and crying about, playing fucking victim like a total embarrassing retard the moment anyone talks in his direction. You've got Nux playing like some bizarre anti-Semitism game where he pretends he's never been to Israel now, despite meeting Destiny in Israel. You've got Drew Pavlo pushing these sex pest allegations when he's sucking Destiny's cock. No, I love Dan. I love Dan, and I'll always love Dan. I do like Dan. But Dan, this is what I've always... Again, I've said this about Dan time and time again. I always say this about Dan. I love Dan because he tells me who he is. Someone who will tell you who they are and act within the framework they've given you. That's a great person. That's like, those are the easiest. Even if I think they're bad people or they're doing bad things, that's a great person to be in contact with. People you can predict to some extent. I'm sorry, have any of them supported terrorism? Yes. Yes. Most of them at various points, actually. Yeah, Destiny Darker Kids, Destiny Trump Rally. Dude, that's hilarious as well. Dude, they're all fucking virtue signaling about Hassan laughing at Biden getting cancer. Bro, what do you think Destiny's response would be if Trump got cancer right now? What was Destiny's response when a firefighter got domed? And you're all going to virtue signal about Hassan going, I don't give a fuck, this guy's got cancer. Anyway. There you go. I've done my Destiny segment. Okay, that's the Destiny roundup. That's the Destiny catch-up. Let's do a politics break, and then we'll get into Erudite, I think. I think that's the plan right now. No, I didn't want to watch the video. I don't actually want to watch this whole Drew Pablo video. I was trying to just find the vibe of the talk.
By Ice Gripper. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up.
That'd be super fucked up, yeah. Jeez.
I don't know. What do you reckon the chances are? Like, there's actually been like a couple of
shows. Yeah, he's sucking this guy's dick. He's desperate to talk to this guy. He wants to be on stream and get this guy's attention. So you can see it right. I mean, it's just as apparent as fuck. They're all just lying. They're all literally just lying because they don't like Hassan because he's more attractive than them. There is no reason to have a moral outrage towards Bad Empanada right now, by the way. I don't understand how you're being convinced by Destiny and Dan, fundamentally. Destiny, Dan, and Ethan, that you're supposed to be worked up about Bad Empanada. What tactic does Bad Empanada use that Destiny and Dan won't? What tactic does... What has Bad Empanada done that's off the table for Dan and Destiny?
I think I speak for all of us when I say that we would rather not be inside of Erudite. You can get into her all on your own. Winking face emoji.
Thank you for the $5. That is disgusting. Oh, whoops. Move my window. There we go. Didn't he try to get Lonerbox killed in Israel? If by trying to get someone killed, you mean making a tweet saying, Lion's Den, you could do the funniest thing right now, then yeah, he tried to get him killed. But by that logic, Destiny tried to get me killed as well, so it still doesn't change anything about the point I was making. Yeah, and then Nick tweeted that about the IDF with Hassan and Frogan and all those people. There might be a tweet that I haven't seen. There might be some other tweet that I haven't seen. My understanding is that that allegation comes from the tweet of Bad Empanada saying, Lion's Den, blah, 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 blah. If someone has
Why is Destiny
better evidence...
Her? Wouldn't his attention be poisoned from his POV? Talking about her should hurt her more, not help, so why do it?
Thank you for the $5, Fairy Queen. Destiny is defending Erudite because he knows he is the only defense she will get, and that will create an unbreakable bond where she will be a cultist willing to be the human face for him to introduce to women for her entire life. Because she is a vapid, desperate, self-centered, wretched person.